Yeah, it's the Archivest, y'all, exclusively interviewing the DPG's finest behind the ones and twos, DJ Jam.
What up, what up?
And who is DJ Jam?
Man, DJ Jam as a DJ, like foundation as a DJ in all realms. Started off as a battle DJ, learned how to turn that into battling to the clubs and have people dancing. It's two different types of DJing, and also went from there to on the radio and learning how to DJ on the radio and program for the radio. So basically I'm a DJ's DJ, from the club, from the radio to on stage. I do it all.
And let us know about L-Dog and connecting to Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, and Dr. Dre becoming their tour DJ.
L-Dog, rest in peace, L-Dog. He went to San Diego State University years ago, where I met him. I was doing all the dances at San Diego State, and basically he told me about his homie named Corrupt, who was in Los Angeles. We're at San Diego State, so he was like, man, I was doing all the dances at San Diego State, so he would come to the dances and basically tell me, man, I'm gonna bring down my boy Corrupt one time so you can check him out, because I think you're tight on the as far as DJing, so you need to hook up with him. So I guess about a year after that, he brought Corrupt down to one of the dances, and I met him, and like as soon as I met him, I put him on stage at the dance, and he freestyled for like 10 minutes straight over different beats that I was playing, and he's basically the one that was my entry to the Dog Pound and everything that happened up there, because he's the one that introduced me to Snoop and everything. So.
And share about remixing the classic hit Ain't Nothing But a G Thing on the double platinum classic Dr. J The Chronic.
Yeah, like out of all the songs I've remixed before, it's like really, I was real fortunate and blessed to have the opportunity to even do a song like that. But when they let me do that, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I had this opportunity, but I feel really fortunate to have the opportunity to do that. And it was a big record, one of the records that I don't think even needed to be messed with, you know what I mean? But I did my thing, and it came out on the Platinum Hits album. So yeah, here we are.
And what was one of your best memories with Snoop and Dre being part of Death Row Records and the history of the West Coast finest?
I guess I can sum up the history and everything that we had to do, I guess, with the Up in Smoke tour. That was basically what took everything that had been done since the first Chronic album and made a tour of it, and that was like one of the best hip-hop tours ever. So once again, fortunate to be a part of it and the man behind the wheels on that tour. So yeah.
And as well, being on the ones and twos for the Up in Smoke tour, share with us about the phenomenal accomplishment and your favorite show on the tour that you guys did put down.
Man, like I said before, I was just blessed to have the opportunity to be on that tour. Of course, I had been already rolling with them before that, but yeah, that was like one of the biggest rap tours ever, and man, we made history with that tour, and one of the best shows. I really can't say, because night after night after night after night, it was big. Up in Smoke was incredible, so I can't really pick one out of the whole thing.
And being behind the scenes for Snoop Dogg's world-renowned radio show, how did you come about this, and what did you get out of it?
Well, I had already been on the radio before I got with Snoop and Dre, so Snoop decided to start his own show one day, and I was at one station basically, and I left one station and went to the other station just to join Snoop and make his show happen. And that just basically put me on a national level as far as radio, because that was syndicated on stations all around the country. So as far as not in just our country, but all over the world actually. So that put me in another platform, and now I'm with the syndication company, part of 3 different radio shows, like broadcast on over 100 stations around the country. So
wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
It did a lot for me.
And you have some exotic animals. What's your favorite? And tell us more about your collection.
Yeah, actually, right now I just moved back to San Diego, where I grew up, San Diego, California, and I moved back there to start a non-profit animal/environmental program featuring a petting zoo with all types of different animals. And in my collection, I have monkeys, I have miniature pigs, and I have huge tortoises like this. And I've been an animal lover all my life, so I always wanted to do something to give back to the community. So basically, Snoop one day told me he knew how much I was into animals, so he said, man, Jam, you need to do something with animals and give back. So basically, I took that idea and ran with it, and now I'm in the process of setting up the Animal Habitat and Petting Zoo of San Diego. So stay tuned for that and more information.
Biggie and Tupac represent. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Biggie and Tupac, the tortoises. You can check them out.
And what was the best mixtape that you've dropped? Let us know the history behind it and your best feature on any record or music video.
Well, I've got 4 different titles of mixtapes. One is called The Hot Spot, which is my club mix where I'm playing everything hip-hop, R&B, reggae. And I have another one called Midnight Grooves. That's all R&B and female subject matter hip-hop, right? Something new I started. I do another one called Sin City. That's a mashup of hip-hop and R&B and reggae mashed up with house and electro beats. Something different for my audience, trying to open your ears, open your mind. And last but not least, the infamous W Balls project that I started with Snoop. And I would say out of all of them, that's probably the one that I cherish the most, just because it hits home the most. That's like all about hood anthems, and you know what I mean. So that's where we come from, the streets. So that's probably like my bread and butter, which I've only put out one double disc. So a new one is coming real soon.
And who do you look up to in the industry and why, and your inspirations behind your work?
I would say the people I look up to most, like before I got with Snoop and Dre, I was looking up to different DJs like Dr. Dre and Grandmaster Flash, especially those guys, just because of their craft and what they did and what they contributed in hip hop as a DJ. And I mean, I just studied their craft, and not just them, but other DJs as well. I could name like on and on and on. But basically, it's my thing to see what's out there and study and take something from the people that were there before me and the people that are there after me, and put my own signature on something. You know what I mean? I'm always open to new ideas and new things in DJing, so I always, try to soak up as much as I can.
And appearing on Arsenio Hall, the Chris Rock Show, 106th and Park, and being part of the Vibe, Source, and American Music Awards, what has been your best? Let us know.
Man, I really can't pick a best out of that either, because like all these different award shows are special. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I feel really special to be a part of those award shows. I've been on like every talk show from, David Letterman, Jay Leno, a lot of talk shows that aren't even on the air, like you mentioned, Arsenio Hall, Chris Rock Show. I've been there, done that, done everything, experienced it, and just feel blessed, man, to be part of something like that, which was so big. And
what was it to work with Biggie Smalls, and what was your favorite radio experience so far?
Man, it was incredible to work with Biggie Smalls. Just having the opportunity to work with all these great MCs, period, from your Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre as a producer. Working with Biggie is a big artist, one of the biggest on the East Coast. So basically, we did a mixtape. I did his first mixtape to promote his first album, because a lot of people didn't know who he was on the West Coast. So they flew him out to LA, put us in the studio together, and basically we came up with an idea and made a song called Real Niggas Do Real Things that was like one of the most bootleg records out there. And once again, it was history. From that one record, it was split up. Those 3 verses were split up and made 3 different songs over those 3 different verses. So that's history too, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
And what is your favorite place to tour and the biggest crowd you've ever rocked as DJ Jam?
As far as my favorites, I have a lot of favorites.
Yeah, let us know.
Canada is one of the favorites. Brazil is one of the favorites. All throughout Asia is one of my favorites. Australia is one of my favorites. I could go on and on, but those probably are at the top. Bangkok and outside of Bangkok, a place called Pattaya. Huge. If you ever have a vacation, go there. It's big. A man's paradise out there. I'll be back soon.
How many people would you have rocked?
Oh,
the biggest show.
The biggest show, I would say that I DJ audience was in Brazil, the capital of Brazil, which was Brasilia. I rocked in front of like 60-something thousand people at a festival, and yeah, that was one of my best memories as a DJ.